Hey everyone, it's Ivan with kitbadger.com, out here for another gear review, and today talking jackets. This one right here, which is the Sarma by Varusteleka, and it is a 3-layer hard shell. What is it? What does it do? It is basically a wind, rain, and snow layer. And so it's something that is actually pretty light and packable. It pretty much always makes it into my backpack going out in the backcountry, even if I'm like, the weather's probably gonna be pretty good. Packs down, pretty small, again, pretty lightweight, and it basically allows you to scale. So, for example, this layer right here, which is the, of course, I'm not gonna remember the name of it right this second, by Beyond Alpha Aura jacket, which is really nice and cozy. Also really lightweight, and as soon as the wind blows, if it's cold, you're gonna be cold. And so what it allows me to do, I'll usually bring actually both these layers, depending on the adventure, immediately scale up for colder temperatures. Can throw this thing on, and if the wind blows, or if this just isn't warm enough, I can throw this on over it. And also, if it starts to rain, this is not gonna keep me dry, and so I can throw this on. And there's actually a bunch of pretty cool technical features built into it. Before we jump into some of the features, one thing I actually do appreciate about this jacket also is sizing with a bunch of the Varusteleka stuff, kind of military sizing, where they will have small, medium, large, stuff like that, and then they'll have long sizes. So by way of example, this right here is a medium, which fits great, like zipped up in the chest, and at the same time still is good with respect to sleeves and length of sleeves. And getting into features there, we actually have adjustable cuff, so you can actually leave this pretty open if it doesn't matter, but usually it's in inclement weather, so being able to keep wind and elements and stuff like that out, you can go ahead and seal that up as much as you want. Over here, yeah, just on the left side, you actually have this zippered pocket. You can stash stuff in there. There's also a Velcro field there. And when we get into the actual, like the rest of the jacket too, all of your seams are taped. Again, keeping you nice and cozy. And then, yeah, I'll show you a couple other features. On the inside of the jacket, on both sides, there's basically a snow skirt. So again, when this is zipped up, you can cinch this so it's in tight. And with respect to the hood, it's also kind of like a 3-dimensional hood in that you can adjust it from a number of different directions and get it to where it's pretty form-fitting, where if you're wearing this in the rain, that's actually important because it turns into like basically a bill, keep the rain off your face. As far as other stuff on it, the pockets, zippered pockets, which are nice, pretty roomy as far as if you need to stash stuff inside here. And the zippers actually tuck up in here. Again, actually, these are really roomy pockets. And the zippers will tuck back up when you zip them all the way up. And then one of my favorite things, and some shells honestly don't have it, and not a big fan of them, is pit zips. And these actually have pretty good sized ones, and you can zip them in either direction. There's 2 zippers. So you can either zip them out, zip them back, whichever way. And that allows flexibility of, again, depending on output level. So when you're doing things in the winter and it's cold, or honestly, yeah, mainly in the winter when it's cold. In the summer, it doesn't matter as much, like moisture management, but in the winter, it gets really important as far as trying to not wet layers out, even if you're doing something difficult, hiking up a mountain in the snow with a pack. And so being able to open those pit zips allows you to basically just work on regulating body temperature. And so you don't wet layers out unnecessarily, because you always wet stuff out, usually between your back and your backpack, things along those lines. But pit zips are pretty important. And then something else that's actually pretty nice is you have this right here. And it's interesting, and I don't know why, well, hello dog. I don't know why some do it one way and some do it a different way. Lots of times you'll have something in here where you can basically hang this to dry. This has it on the outside. What I will say that I actually like about this is it's never It's never like an annoying tag that you have on a jacket or a shirt that's like always bothering you. It's on the outside, so when you come in, just hang this up, let this thing dry, and none of the water's getting onto the inside of it, which is pretty important. And that brings me to how I've actually used this layer. Well, I've actually put in quite a bit of time with it. I got this over in Finland at their Varusteleka flagship store in Helsinki. Amazing store. If you ever get the chance to go to Finland, go, because it's amazing, and their store is actually incredible too. But they have a bunch of really cool products, and this is one of them. And got it initially because weren't really sure what kind of weather we were going to get to go shoot Finnish brutality, and it's rain or shine, so if it rains, like, should probably have something, and I didn't have a rain layer with me, so I ended up getting this there. And then didn't actually need it, and then my last day in Finland actually rained a bunch, and I went out on this really cool, there's basically a fort like right off of Helsinki. Went out there and you can walk all around all these fortifications, old cannons and stuff, really cool. And it ended up dumping rain. This was really clutch, kept me dry. And then since then, coming back over the last probably year or so, I've actually put in a lot of time with this. Some of it just out in the backcountry where honestly, it never comes out of my pack. But again, I can pack this thing down and it's light, pretty compressible. And if I need it, it's there. And if not, it's not a big like weight deficit. And so being able to have it is really cool. And then there's been a lot of times where I've absolutely used it. And sometimes it's just a matter of pairing it with something to basically scale up to be more comfortable with respect to warmth. And other times it's because I'm going out to the range and it's snowing or raining and I want to keep that off of me. Something I will say with respect to all rain layers, all hard shells, in my experience, is you're going to get wet. The end. In that if you spend enough time out of doors and it's raining, regardless of what you're wearing, you'll get wet. You're either going to get wet because material will only take so much water before some of it gets through, or even if it's magic and no water gets through, you're going to end up wetting out from the inside just because perspiration and stuff like that. So really it comes down to having a good layer that you can manage that internal perspiration too, like I said, those pit zips and stuff like that. And you're pretty much on a clock as far as if it's just dumping rain. So nothing is going to keep you dry like forever, but yeah, having a good rain layer, definitely important to have. If you spend time out in the mountains, or for that matter, just doing things outdoors, good rain layer, definitely worth having. Even if it's something that largely just stays in your vehicle until that time that you need it. And price-wise, I think they're actually pretty affordable for all the features built into this. Like, it is definitely a technical piece. Price-wise, I want to say full retails somewhere around 120, 130 bucks. You can find them on sale too, and you get them from Varusteleka in Finland. And since you're already going to pay definitely a little bit of a premium as far as shipping, you might as well get some other stuff. Like they have their Scho-Ka-Kola, this chocolate, which actually has some caffeine in it. They have, I think they have a red tin and a blue tin. I want to say the red tin is dark chocolate, the blue tin is milk chocolate. Go with the red tin, but stuff's pretty awesome. Might as well throw some in the order since you're already getting shipping from Finland. But been very pleased with this layer, and yeah, if it's something you're interested in, there'll be a link down below and you can check it out. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.